Hi, this is Veronica from Women Don't Lie. Today I have a question for Americans, probably mostly white Americans or anyone who thinks this way. Why is it when it comes to Black America and the atrocities and the social issues that we have that we need your approval to bring these situations to light and we need you to give us your blessings as to how we talk about it, how we confront it, how we handle it, and how we move forward as a people? That any leaders we decide you must approve first, and we must go about the way you say we should go about in order for it to be legit. What is it about your personality that even remotely makes you think you have the right to do that? Not like I always do, I'll put a disclaimer in. I shouldn't have to, but I think so that other people won't get offended. I am only talking about a segment of the population who thinks this way. If you don't think this way, then I am not talking about you. And if you feel guilty, then you think this way. I mean, surely no one can deny that for 300 years of slavery, 100 years of Jim Crow, and 50 plus years of the civil rights movement still going on, that Black America has issues. And as a people, we deal with them and we try to move forward and uplift our people. Now, these issues weren't caused by us. They are the results of hundreds and hundreds of years of mistreatment, but we live them and have to deal with them, and it's up to us to kind of straighten it out now. So we do, and we move forward like we always do, and I think we do a marvelous job, although the racists never want to give us credit. But when you look at the civil rights movement and everything that people do all around the world, let's not pretend they don't model after us. Our voices are loud and can be heard from hundreds and thousands of miles away. We make an impact, and that's what we're trying to do. And we want to make changes. This is not an easy thing to do because, like all communities, Black people are not a monolith. We all think differently. We all have different experiences on earth. And so we all see the problem in a different way. And because of these experiences, we have, I guess, different ways in order to tackle it and make a difference. But it has always been amazing to me that when someone has their foot on your neck and they're about to crush your vertebrae from the pressure they're putting on it, and you decide you've had enough and you won't take it, that the arrogance of these people to say, okay, this is how you're going to handle it. If you want my foot off your neck, you're going to gently grab the ankles, you're going to lovingly place the foot to a side, and then you're going to give me a full foot massage when you've placed it down to make me feel better and comfortable for what I've done. You can't react violently, you can't scream, you can't cry, you can't curse, you can't make me feel bad, and you can't give me a conscience about it. You can't make me aware of the part that I play. You can't make me aware of white privilege, and you can't make me feel or anybody feel bad. It really isn't your place to do that. But when I remove my foot, you must praise me for doing so. You must worship me almost to the point of a god. Tell me how beautiful I am. And make a promise to me that you know your place, you stay in your place, you don't get out of your place, so we don't ever have to get here again. And as long as those things are followed, I can see me somewhat respecting the rules, but I can't promise you that I won't ever try to put my foot back on your neck. Now, you can't prevent me from ever trying to put my foot back on your neck. You just have to handle it. But if you do these things, then, perhaps, maybe it'll be okay. Really? Listen, this is quick in a nutshell. You do not get to decide who we pick as our leaders. You do not get to decide how the Black community is going to move forward. You do not get to decide how we should handle the situation. You don't get to sit in the meetings with us when we're discussing it. You don't get to decide to put the meeting together and how it's going to be. You don't set the tone for the meeting. You don't give a list of demands. And most importantly, you don't get to decide that after all is done and said and how we will move forward, that you have to put your approval on it. Stop telling lies to make your point and dog out our leaders in our communities from doing good, pretending they're doing bad. This reporter, Tommy, talked about the Black Panthers. She's about 23, I think they said. Maybe she's young, maybe she didn't know of the Panthers, but if you're going to be a reporter, then it's up to you to do your homework and find out who they are. It's so funny to me how she dogged out the Black Panthers, but never indicated the reason why they were even put together to begin with. Never showed that they were a response to the evil, vicious, unchristian like Klan. The Klan is a bunch of devils that have walked this earth for I don't know how long. There's nothing about them that's good. And all the history that you have with the Klan and all the bad things they have done, she never once pointed that out, but talked about the Black Panthers being a violent movement. That's beyond arrogance. That's like, if you're a Christian and you understand the story of Satan and why he was thrown out of heaven because of his pride, I think that's the kind of pride that goes beyond what even Satan possessed. She never talked about the 400 plus years of history that we had to endure of our civil rights being violated. None of that. She only talked about the Black Panthers' reaction to all of that and how disgusting and vile it was. And she wouldn't have had a problem if Beyonce had talked about or worshiped Dr. Martin Luther King, as if it's up to her to decide for Beyonce what leaders she want to admire and promote. And the whole time she was speaking, you could tell how angry she was. It reminds me of the way Megyn Kelly speaks and the rest of them sea hags over at Fox News. So tight-lipped, so angry, so upset. What are you upset about? The history of America wasn't on your back. It was on Native Americans. It was on Black people's back, and some, well, I guess I could say Chinese backs. I think some of them suffered quite a bit building the railroads and so on and so forth. Um, but it wasn't on your back, and it wasn't on your people's back. But this thing that we decide to stand up and speak up for ourselves, why would it anger you? Is that not the height of arrogance? And yet we don't even have to speak on how many times she contradicts herself. Well, we don't promote violence, we don't do this, but kill all the Muslims, kill all these people who threaten America. We should go over there with our bombs. There's a passage in the Bible, and the reason I mix Christianity in this is because they are the ones that are always saying they're a Christian nation. That God says at the end of your life, when He judges you, you will be judged for every idle word you speak. I don't think people believe this. I think what you said 10 years ago, you don't think you're responsible for it today. But according to the Bible, when you're judged for your life, you are responsible for it. So how do you explain to God that you're angry about a people that stands up for themselves and won't take it anymore, and you get angry about that and you decide, I mean, wouldn't God think that's just as arrogant as what Satan said and why he threw him out of heaven? Anyway, America, and again, this is for people who think this way. You will never get to decide for any group of people on this planet at any given time, anywhere, how they are to react to your evil. It'll never happen. So find something else to be angry about. One love, peace.